I'm Madison, 30, standing in my Boston apartment, bathed in the soft glow of morning sunlight. I can't help but reflect on the journey that led me here. It's been a year since I finally found the courage to break free from the chains of family obligation and embrace self-respect. The memory of that fateful day is still vivid. I was sitting at my desk at work, scrolling through Facebook, when at precisely 12:47 p.m.
M.
my thumb froze. There it was, a post about a surprise party for my sister, Lily. The caption read, "The only girl worth celebrating." It was 11:53 p.m.
M.
last night, just 7 minutes before my 29th birthday officially began. Lily was, as always, in the spotlight. One hand pressed to her chest, the other waving at the camera, feigning surprise. Below the post, my mother's comment cut like a knife. "At least someone is worth baking for." My eyes then landed on a tech bag beside her, the exact laptop model I'd been saving for 18 months. I set my phone down, trying to compose myself. The office around me carried on with its Monday routine, but inside, I was a storm. I excused myself to the bathroom, where I stared at my reflection. I was Madison, 29, yet apparently, I wasn't worth remembering. A single tear escaped, and I quickly wiped it away. As I stood there, memories of years of neglect and favoritism came flooding back. When I was 16, I'd be standing at the stove, stirring spaghetti sauce while studying algebra, with my textbook propped against the sugar canister. Meanwhile, my father, Mark, would be on the couch with 14-year-old Lily, laughing at her video game antics, and my mother, Lisa, would be cheering her on. When I called that dinner was ready, my father would reply without even looking up, saying Lily was about to beat her high score. Dinner would go cold, and my homework would remain unfinished. At my senior speech award ceremony, the auditorium was filled with empty chairs. Strangers gave polite applause as I accepted the plaque, and I received a text from my mother saying Lily wasn't feeling well, and they'd celebrate later. But 2 weeks later, for Lily's school play, my parents arrived an hour early with flowers, led a standing ovation, and took her out for dinner, where my mother kept calling her our little star. Back at my desk, I opened my banking app and saw the long-standing automatic transfers. Over 40 months, I'd transferred a staggering $34,445 to support Lily. That's why I lived in a tiny apartment while she enjoyed a downtown loft, why my retirement account was almost empty while she went on weekend getaways, and why I'd worn the same winter coat for 6 years while she got a new one every season. My gaze fell on the small orange bear keychain hanging from my monitor. It was the only gift Lily ever gave me. When we were kids at a carnival, she'd declared the pink one prettier and given me the ugly orange one. My mother had agreed with her. All these years, I'd kept it as a symbol of a connection I hoped would grow stronger. But that day, something inside me shifted. I whispered, "No more," closing my fist around the bear. That night, at home, I spread out my bills. Among them was a $750 rent payment for Lily's landlord, Mr. Thompson, an auto transfer I'd maintained for 38 months while she bounced from job to job. My father also left a voicemail asking for $700 for a special plan. I calculated that the money I'd given Lily could have changed my life. I could have traveled, saved for retirement, and lived more comfortably. I pulled out an old photo album and saw reminders of all the times my parents had chosen Lily over me. I knew I had to take action. That night, I sat at my laptop and drafted 3 emails. The first was to Mr. Thompson, informing him that I'd no longer pay Lily's rent. The second was to my bank, canceling the automatic transfer. The third, the most difficult one, was to my family, detailing all the money I'd given Lily over the years and stating that the financial support was ending. After sending the emails, I felt a weight lift off me. But I knew the storm was coming. My mother started calling, and by noon, the family group chat exploded with criticism. However, at work, my colleagues surprised me with a birthday card and a cupcake. A cousin also sent a text saying it was about time I took a stand. After work, I went to a tech store and bought the laptop I'd been saving for. That evening, Mr. Thompson called, saying Lily claimed she wasn't aware the arrangement was ending. I calmly told him to work directly with Lily. 2 days later, I got a promotion in Boston. But then, my mother showed up at my workplace, angry about my emails. We agreed to talk at my apartment after work. When they arrived at my apartment, Lily put on an act of being victimized. But I was ready. I projected evidence of all the money I'd transferred, her job terminations, and her vacations funded by my money. The room fell silent as they saw the truth. Lily finally broke down and admitted she didn't know how to do things on her own. For a moment, I almost relented, but I stood firm. My father then surprised me by admitting he'd failed me. He said he wanted to be a better father. I told them Lily needed a verifiable job, a budget, and that they all should consider therapy. The financial support was over, but emotional support with boundaries could be an option. Now, a year later, as I celebrate my 30th birthday in my Boston apartment, I'm surrounded by friends and family who respect me. My father has been making an effort, and Lily is starting to take responsibility for her life. I look at myself in the mirror and see a woman who has finally learned to stand up for herself. This birthday, I am truly the one worth celebrating.